Okay, before the video actually begins, I want to thank you guys for helping me reach 500 subscribers on this channel. I'm kinda surprised like 500 people would want to watch me, but you know, thankful nonetheless. Anyway, here's Lum speaking English. For those of you who don't know, Urusei Yatsura is a manga and anime created by Rumiko Takahashi. It tells the story of Ataru Moriboshi, the unluckiest force in all of Japan and the horniest bastard in the universe, and his romance? I guess it's more accurate to say anime plotting with alien princess Lum Invader. Definitely one of my favorite animes. The comedy's on point and it has a nice little way of making you fall in love with all the characters, which is pretty impressive because Ataru is just a piece of shit. The series still holds up strong and is on the same level, and arguably even better than a lot of modern rom-coms. So with that in mind, let's talk about all the dubs that this stupid show got. The first company to try their hands at it was Animago, which gave us Gunsmith Cats and Bubblegum Crisis. They translated the title to Those Obnoxious Aliens and dubbed the first 2 episodes of the series, namely the pilot and the introduction of Ten the Baby. Since they were already putting English subtitles to the show, they thought, hey, let's go one further and dub it in English. What could go wrong? So yeah, that didn't work. One theory for its failure is how extremely Japanese the series is. Not only is half of the cast based off of some kind of Japanese creature or yokai, but the show's humor is jam-packed full of Japanese jokes or references that Western audiences probably wouldn't get. Animago literally had to pass out pamphlets that explained all of the Japanese references to the Western fans. Another theory is that the dub just fucking sucks. Yeah, I'll be real with ya. It's not great. Lum has this accent on her that's not only hard to listen to, but sometimes it's hard to understand what she's saying.
Why, there's a married couple. It's common sense for a married couple to live together.
They also give her a vocal tick of ending a lot of her sentences with cha. Granted, the original version had this too, but it doesn't work as well here.
Darling, what are you doing over there? It's dinner time! Eat cha!
And then there's Ataru, who sounds like he's the vocal inspiration of Shaggy from Scoob.
I'll show you the technique that earned me the name Ataru the Hugger. What do you mean, like carry a briefcase and wear a tie and pay taxes?
Okay, that might have been a bit much, but you see what I'm getting at here, right? The other characters are okay, but when the 2 main, pivotal, in every episode characters are like this, yeah, that's a hard pass from me.
This is Japan TV on BBC Choice.
Yeah, that's right. The second English dub for this series is done by none other than the British Broadcasting Company. This time it went under the name Lum the Invader Girl, and just like the last one, they only did 2 episodes. This time though, they did the first episode and the 3rd episode. You know, the one with Ray in it. So I guess 10 just showed up and we all have to live with that fact. Unlike the Animago dub, which pretty much just translated everything to English, the BBC dub made things a lot more local by adding different jokes and pop culture references.
Let me introduce Mr. Invader, mighty ogre, intergalactic warrior, and the voice of Bert Fry in The Archers.
Very pleased to meet you. I'm here to conquer the Earth.
It reminds me a lot of Lupin the Third Part 2.
Ever actually seen a rat's ass, Goemon?
I saw the Wizard of Oz 100 times.
George Lazenby! George Lazenby!
Now you see, it's actually really genius. You see, the original show had a lot of Japanese references. So what do? They replace them all with a bunch of British references. There you go, now everything's fixed. A change that I always found interesting, I guess, was how they made Ataru's father a chiropodist, which is just another way of saying foot doctor.
I am the simple oversexed son of a chiropodist. I will not take responsibility for the future of the human race.
They don't really explain this or reference it other than saying that Ataru is apparently the oversexed son of one. Ah, whatever, who cares? This story is about Ataru and Lam, not about some doctor. Who'd watch an anime about doctors? It's also worth noting that the dub took out Ataru's mom's catchphrase of, "Man, I really wish I never gave birth to my son." I mean, Animago still did it. They have the balls.
Oh dear! I never should have had it.
Crikey.
You can say that again.
While this is clearly a joke dub that they did for shits and giggles, it's actually a pretty good way to get into the series. All the jokes they added don't feel too out of place, and all the actors do a pretty good performance. They also get to say the fuck word.
What do you say, Ataru? Will you save the planet and all mankind?
Fuck off!
I mean, at least this time it makes sense for Lum to have an accent, since everyone has an accent.
I would dedicate my entire life to you. Where I come from, marriage is a sacred institution.
But since the only aliens to get introduced are the Onis, and whatever Ray is, it kinda makes me wonder if any other aliens have British accents. Or if, like, the Onis are the only ones who do. The Onis are just, like, space British people. Last on the list is broadcasting company Animax Asia, and just like all the others, they decided to give it a new name. This time they called it Alien Moosey Bat? That's a worse name than Urusei Yatsura. How hard is it to say Urusei Yatsura? This dub stands out because unlike the first two, it does more than like the first 3 episodes. It's implied that they did the entire series, but only bits and pieces are still floating around on the internet. To the very least, I've had rotten luck trying to find anything about it. First thing you'll notice about the dub is that Lum doesn't have an accent on her. Now she sounds like every other anime girl.
Of course not. I was going to buy you a cake to say thank you. So tell me, what's your favorite flavor, huh?
Oh, wait a minute. I made a mistake here. You see, that's not Lum. In this dub, she's referred to as Lamu.
That's not very nice, Lamu.
These Earthlings do eat some weird stuff, don't they, Lamu?
Why though? Also, in this one, Ataru is voiced by a woman.
Well, if you introduce me to some pretty girl, then I'll help you.
I just thought that was worth noting since the other dubs had men as Ataru. All in all, this one was pretty good too. It felt like a faithful translation while still keeping things nice and fresh. Plus all the voice talent did a pretty good job too. I mean, granted it sounds pretty cartoony, but hey, this is a cartoon. So I guess that's to be expected. Well, thank God the series ends there. I mean, it's not like they're gonna make a new show, like a new reboot. Complete reboot that could get dubbed. Help. Unfortunately, the video isn't over quite yet. Now for the movies. Most of the movies were done by Animago. You know,
What are you doing over there? It's dinner time! Eat-cha!
them. But unlike that dub, all the movies actually sound pretty good. The best of them in my opinion is probably movie 1, Only You. The performances are on point, and the casting is just mwah.
I can't believe you've been having an affair for 11 years!
Miss Lum, please calm down.
You shut up!
Also, the performance coming from the mom is spectacular. I think she might be my favorite part of this movie.
Who will take care of me when I'm old? Who will take care of me when I'm all alone?
It features a lot of iconic characters, so you have a pretty good idea of how they would have sounded. Movie 1's probably my favorite movie of the series, and the dub plays a very good part in that. The second movie, Beautiful Dreamer, is held in high regard, not only by fans of the series, but by fans of cinema as a whole. Beautiful Dreamer is also a bit of a weird case, seeing as it's the only movie that's not done by Animago. Instead, we can thank US Manga Corps. You know, the same people behind Utena, Slayers, Birdie the Mighty, and you. As a result, the cast is very different, for better or for worse. I'm gonna say for worse. For starters, it kills me how they pronounce Mendo's name. Instead of Shutaro Mendo, they call him Shuturu Mendao.
Hey, Mendao. I don't know if this is an exhibit or what.
Not so different from Shootaroo. At least Shootaroo's good looking.
I don't care how good he looks. His name is stupid. He sounds like that thing the girl from Steins Gate keeps saying.
At least is good looking.
Speaking of, Ataru and Mendo are both voiced by Vinny Penna. And I think that that's very important because A, not only is it the first time that those two are voiced by the same person, which kind of goes back to how much the show would tell you that Mendo and Ataru are basically the same person, and B, Vinny is the voice actor for Joey Wheeler. Something I wish I didn't know because I cannot unhear it.
Hey, what's the matter, Mendao? You still mad at me? Like that? You know, the way I took your favorite card from you?
Stop dragging people into your disgusting dreams!
Excuse me!
And then you got the third movie, Remember My Love. This movie and the following movies are all done by Animago again, so no more of that Shootaroo stuff. You see, this movie is great because Lum's mom tries to set some exposition and tells Ataru where to go, but Lum's mom doesn't speak English, or Japanese, or whatever language I'm talking about, I don't even remember. Instead, she speaks the language of the Oni. Meaning that the scene kinda comes off as
Yadolam kayo no shara lo kararo batiko wara yino.
Imagine walking into a screening without subtitles and then watching this scene. I would just assume that I had a stroke mid-viewing. And then a year after that, we get the fourth movie, Lum the Forever. The dub for this is okay, nothing really stands out, it's a dub that does its job. Side note, this movie makes no sense even for Urusei Yatsura, and I hate it. There are a lot of people who would argue movie 4 is a multi-layered masterpiece only the finest of film connoisseurs could ever hope to comprehend. I'm not, and I feel no shame in admitting that. The plot to movie 5 is significantly easier to follow, but that's because it's the only movie that doesn't have an original story. Instead, movie 5 is an adaptation to the final arc of the manga. The final chapter gets a lot of bonus points from me because of the ending section where they reanimate a lot of iconic moments from the series.
Darling, do you really love me?
It's really refreshing to hear these moments in English. Plus, we see all of our good friends like Ben 10 and Ran and Inaba for some reason, and Sakura.
Sakura, what does this mean?
Why do they call her Sakura? This is not the only movie to call her Sakura. In fact, all of the Animago movies call her Sakura. The only movie that gets it correct is, ironically enough, Beautiful Dreamer.
Miss Sakura.
I guess in order to get one name right, we have to screw up another name. That's like, what, equivalent exchange? That's an anime thing. And as long as I'm being pedantic about these names, what's up with Ryunosuke? Or, in these movies, Unosuke.
Hey, Unosuke, help me out, will ya?
Like guys, there is a read that I need to hear, otherwise I'm going to lose my mind. And a good couple of years after the series ends, we get the sixth movie, Always My Darling. This is either the best or the worst movie to have follow the final chapter, just because of how stupid it is. It's clear Ataru's voice actor had a lot of fun doing this movie.
Hi. Boy, I got her good.
I love that Ataru's voice actor seems like he's having fun. But it is also unfortunate that, like, for half of the movie, the only thing he can say is so much talent. Wasted. Honestly, now that I think about it, this movie has everything that I've been talking about from the beginning. Everybody's here, everybody's still an idiot, everyone still says Sakura, everyone still says Yunosuke, and Inaba's still here for no good reason. If you guys want a quick summary as to what Animago has to offer, Movie 6 is where it's at, I guess. Say what you will about Movie 6, but it actually sounds like the actors are having fun. And that's all that matters in my eyes. I don't give a shit about beautiful romance stories. I want stupid fun. Okay, I think we spent enough time talking about these movies, so, TV show. That's right, the English dub of the new Urusei Yatsura. Urusei Yatsura? Can I even do that? I'm gonna do that. The English dub for Urusei Yatsura was announced on Monday, February 23rd of 2023, with the first episode dropping March 1st on High Dive. Pretty big news for a guy like me. I like this show, in case you haven't noticed. You can thank Sentai Filmworks, the same people behind Akiba Maid Wars, Oshinoko, Akame ga Kill, and the other dub of Kakegururi. Yes, there are 2 dubs. Do not ask me why. So let's get into it. My official rating for this dub is... good. Yeah, I've been enjoying the dub so far. It's very fun. I'm actually enjoying the dub a little more than I'm enjoying the Japanese version. Everything is on point and all the voices do feel pretty natural.
Hold on! Seriously? Well, of course I am, silly. Married couples live together.
Like, these voices make a lot of sense, especially for the modern version of the show. It's interesting how this dub pronounces Ataru's name as Ataru.
Well, Ataru?
Shinobu!
I imagine that's the correct way to say his name, but like, man, it is weird after like 20 years of saying Ataru. Shout out to Sakura's voice actress Brianna Roberts, who had me double over laughing just at the sound of her gasping. This scene alone made it clear that the dub was in good hands. Seeing this lets me appreciate how we live in an age where dubs are just generally good. I mean, before, dubs were, you know. Nowadays, the Japanese version and the English version are basically interchangeable. Honestly, there are a lot of cases where the dubs are just flat out better than the original.
Get inside the van!
Like shit, look at Chainsaw Man. Honestly, one of my favorite dubs of recent years. Yes. Everyone does really good, the translations are pretty much on point, and Kobetti stock went up like 40% with this one line.
I know what you are!
You go, girl. Get that rent. It may be one of the better dubs of the series, but it still has one big problem that it struggles to overcome. The fact that it was done by High Dive and Sentai. You see, High Dive makes a point of getting a dub of a show out as quickly as possible. And while that sounds really good on the surface, sometimes the quality of the dub tends to suffer. Urusei Yatsura was no exception. Let's not forget the moment in episode 19 where they just completely neglected to dub a girl. I don't know how you let that happen, but that's bad. I think the one big takeaway from all this is the fact that they made me listen to the word redonkulous.
I'm tied with that, dimwit! That's redonkulous!
It's 2023. Say actual words, you dirtbags. Anyway, good dubs, good series, good everything, good yeah. Maybe if we behave ourselves, who knows, we could get a movie. And then they dub the movie. But until then,